Are we ready?
Alright. Do not call me Joe. Not call me Joe. Don't call me Joe. Ever get it? Not call me Joe. Now, the reason I say this is because I had two wonderful men in my life, had past tense, two great men in my life named Joe. Both my grandpas on my mom's and my dad's side. And they're gone. Now, it's not only that they're gone, it's that I can't remember them. I don't remember their laugh. I can't remember their jokes they said. I don't remember the stories. I don't remember their favorite turn of phrase. It's gone. I can't remember it. I can ask my family for it, but I can't. I won't ever get to remember those exact moments with them. And I don't want any of you guys to have to go through that. So, if you just take the time and energy out of your day to pursue a relationship with these older and more experienced people in your life, I know there's going to be a drastic change in who you can become and who you will become in the future. So you need to put that effort in. Now, there's a really big problem with today's culture, and it's that every single person is really focused on the here, the now, the electronic stuff. Everything's it's about me, But if you look at it, they know a lot more things about what's happened to you and what's happened to people in the past than you actually think about it. But the problem is with research by, I can't pronounce their name right, pretty much as you grow older, you lose more and more of your memory, and that goes into the problem with the construct episodic hypothesis, or simulation hypothesis, which pretty much means you try to think of a future by comparing things to the past. There's the Farmer's Almanac, which is all about the past things that have happened. So it's oh, this rain thing's happening, so maybe you should plant in this time, that type of stuff. But as people get older, they can't really think of that future, they can't think of that past. So if you don't get that knowledge now, you're not going to be able to get it anymore. I know in my family we have a high tolerance for Alzheimer's, so that looks great. What was I talking about? Anyways, it's just as you get older, you lose those memories. So you need to try to get that effort in as soon as possible so that you can learn those life lessons. Because if you have your family members to teach you those life lessons, it's a lot nicer, because when life teaches you those things, it sucks, because life is kind of a bitch. Pardon my language. So yeah, and also a lot of these older people have a lot of great stories, and it's a lot more nice to hear these stories than to hear the lessons and the lectures, and they're also pretty funny. So now, a good way to assist in this gap that's between us younger generations and these older generations is to try to get more face-to-face contact. And I know there's these two guys who did a lot of research on face-to-face communication, and our generation and the generations that are going to follow us have a really big problem with face-to-face communication. It's decreasing on a rapid rate, and the best way to learn things is via that communication, because I, for instance, like the pragmatics of language, which means the small little turns of phrase, the tone of voice things. I'm a sarcastic smartass, so if it's through text, it doesn't really carry very well. And I know that sometimes when people text me, I don't really want to text back because I don't want to come off as rude or mean, or I just don't really want to text, because it's a lot nicer to have a communication with the person, so I can see oh, Chris is leaning a little bit forward. He's more involved in the conversation than some other people who But I know you got support a little bit back. Very good. So yeah, you need to try to find a time and a place where you can meet with those older people. And I know some people have lost those relatives, or they don't have very good communication with their parents. But luckily, there's retirement homes, so you can just go to those and meet a new old person and be like, "This is my buddy. His name's Greg. He's really old." Stuff like that. But another cool thing is the holidays are coming up, so you're going to have to be by all those family members or whoever you like anyways. And if you don't have any family members, go to retirement homes. I know they'll appreciate it a lot. And I'm not going to come up here and say that the world's going to be completely different because you learned those lessons a lot easier through those older people. But I'm going to say that it's going to be a lot nicer. You're going to be a lot more well suited for your life in the new stages to come. I know that because of my dad, he's allowed me to learn how to do more with my financial stability, so I don't have a lot of debt right now. And then my mom, she's made it, because she used to be a boss, she helped me, she taught me how to become a more hireable person. So I've become a lot more well suited for this time where I'm trying to find jobs and get more like money into my life. So just take that time, take that effort, and please put it into getting into like those older relationships. I want you guys to all, once you leave this class, to like set up a time, like call them, FaceTime them, that'd be better, to be like, hey, I'm gonna go over to my grandma's house for the weekend or something. Just spend maybe an hour or two there. Just ask about their life, ask about like what it was like in their olden days. Because sometimes the old way is the best way, even though it's kind of changing. But just make that effort, because otherwise you're not gonna have those good memories. Thank you for your time.